on the action in which several region championships were either decided or the inside track for a #1 seed for the playoff was determined. Let's start you out in Region 2-4A, where the Daniel Lions were looking to extend winning streaks against both region opponents and at home. They're trying for a 35th consecutive win in the Lions' Den. Greer, guided by a Daniel alum, Will Young, was trying to change that. Todd Summers has the recap.
Greer on the road taking on second-ranked Daniel without starting quarterback Caden Rowland, who's on the sideline and does not play because of a foot injury. The Lions get the ball first and they score first. Elijah Lipsy on the reverse goes 7 yards for the touchdown. Daniel takes a quick 7-0 lead. Under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Ty Breeze fakes the handoff and takes it himself for a 9-yard touchdown, and we're all even at 7. Early second quarter, shortly after a 4th down conversion, Grayson Clary throws deep and Jason Bish makes the great over-the-shoulder catch for a 39-yard touchdown. Daniel up 17-7. Under 8 minutes to play in the second quarter, Grayson Clary fires across the middle, and freshman Trey Rimley makes the sliding catch in the end zone for a 20-yard touchdown. Daniel leads 24-7. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half, Nick Holmes goes off the left side and into the end zone for a 2-yard score. His 8th straight game with a touchdown. Greer cuts the Daniel lead to 24-14 at the break, but the second half belongs to the Lions. Midway through the third quarter, Clary steps up in the pocket, throws deep, and Quint Cumby makes a fabulous fingertip grab for a 33-yard touchdown. Daniel leads 31-14.
I got behind the safety, and I thought it was going to be overthrown. I just reached out as far as I could, and I pulled it in.
Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter, Grayson Clary fakes the handoff, quickly gets the ball out to Elijah Lipsy, and the sophomore speedster does the rest, racing 38 yards for the score. Daniel up 38-14. 17 seconds to play in the third. Clary throws it up, and Jason Bish makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch for a 19-yard touchdown. Clary's 5th TD pass of the night. Daniel pulling away up 45-14 through 3. Early in the fourth quarter, the Yellow Jackets are still fighting. Nick Holmes scores his 2nd TD of the night. He runs for 169 yards in the contest, but it's not enough as Daniel improves to 5-0 in region play with a convincing win over Greer. Final score, 48-21.
This was a great Greer team. They were very physical. They did everything that we thought that they were going to do. Proud of my guys for being able to persevere and overcome.
In Central, for the High School Red Zone, I'm Todd Summers.
Now Region 2-5A, Gaffney and Wade Hampton, and it's an Indians team that tries to get on the board. Evan Olson, though, denied by Jamarian Haygood. But Gaffney able to strike in the second quarter. Javon Gilmore, Eli Falls getting the handoff into the touchdown pass, rather. Falls with the score. Gaffney had a 7-0 lead. Gaffney, the last time they visited Wade Hampton was in 2012, and they lost that game. But they get their revenge tonight in the first meeting since the first visit there, and Gaffney cruising on to the win by the final. And we showed it to you there as Gaffney rolls to the victory, 43-0. Meanwhile, Spartanburg and Riverside also going at it. Riverside, 4 wins on the year, but they'd only beaten one team with a winning record. And at the reservation that Riverside calls home, a special teams blunder. Cameron Smith, Brooks Vaught right there on the recovery. Then on the very next play, Trenton Lynch averaging about 100 yards a game, 13 right there, a 42-13 Spartanburg lead. That was in the third quarter. Later in the third, Chris Sutton from 8 yards out for the score, and the Vikings go to 12-0 all time against Riverside as Spartanburg gets the 56-20 victory over the Warriors. Burns and Boiling Springs and Eastside and Dorman also getting together in the region this evening. And a Dorman team trying to get another win after that huge upset at Gaffney last week. Nick Means on the carry. Gets inside the 5. Ranson Farr with a 26-yard field goal to make it 10-0 Dorman. Really good kicker there. Najee Fowler from 2 yards out extends the lead to 18-0. And the Cavaliers move on to the win 35-7. They limit Eastside to roughly 150 yards of total offense. We told you Burns and Boiling Springs also meeting in the region. This turned out to be a tight game. 21-15, Burns is up in the third quarter. And a turnover on the Boiling Springs 1-yard line. But a couple of plays later, Boiling Springs turns it over on their 1-yard line. Well, Later, a tip, and tips can mean picks, and it turns into a pick six for Boiling Springs. Ryshawn Morgan and the Dogs take a 22-21 lead in the third. Then fourth quarter, about 9.5 to play. 12-yarder Zy Landrum finding Trey Segarra, who returned action from injury. Burns goes up 27-22, and they preserve that lead. Burns gets the 5-point win, 27-22. They triumph over the Boiling Springs Bulldogs. They get to 4-5 and 4-2 in region play. Other action for you, Region 1-3A, Walla and Benton Honeypath. There's Quez Henderson punching on into the end zone for an early lead as Walla was trying to bump off a BHP team that had beat them 15 out of 16 times since 1983, and Ty Parnell made it tough on them. Parnell, the touchdown for BHP, and the Bears rolling on to another win, 49-0. They close out the regular season at 9-1 and 4-0 in region play. Meanwhile, Region 2-3A, first place on the line, the inside track to the #1 seed, Powersville and St. Joe's. This was a competitive ball game. Keegan Reed for Powersville to Joshua Knuckles. 30-yard score, 14-7. In the third quarter, Powersville on top. William Gillespie, a 40-yard run for St. Joe's, brings within a point at 14-13. Robert Muster's team, they know what it's like to get region championship. They've been a hot team after an 0-3 start, going for a 6th straight win. Brandon Waldrop, a 7-yard touchdown run to make it 21-13. That was still in the third. In the fourth quarter, Waldrop from the 1, and Powersville pulls away to the win. Powersville 28-21 winners against St. Joe's to have the inside track on the Region 2-3A championship.